Alright, this is going to be a tutorial slash know and how to do kind of video. So, real quick, on PS4, a lot of people don't know this, you can actually plug in a mouse and keyboard. Now, for most games, this really doesn't come into play, but on War Thunder, which is a free game you can download in the store, just search War Thunder, you'll see that you'll download it and you'll start playing, and it's a different type of home screen than we're used to on a console. So I'm using the touchpad to move the mouse around. You see I'm selecting my name. Now I'm hovering over the gold eagles, so on and so forth. So if you go into a crew research, you take your little thing and tap it. So I've got 197 points. Or no, 5 points. Well, anyways, if you sit here, you have to literally hit the plus button every time. And every time you tap it, I'll kind of simulate it, it kind of moves one direction or the other. Like, it doesn't stay in place that well because your thumb inherently is moving a little bit. So say you're trying to add a lot of points, it gets annoying. So what I ended up doing after a friend of mine recommended this, I went and got a keyboard and mouse. Well, you'll run into a problem right away with that, is that there's only 2 USB ports on a PlayStation 4. I've always complained they need to throw on at least 4, but that's just me. Anyways, so you'll run into a problem of USB ports used up. There goes any chance to charge your controller, external mic if you want to use that for your chat audio, so on and so forth. So I bought what brand is this? I'll put a link in the description. Sabrent. A Sabrent one is like 15 bucks maybe on Amazon. So you'll see right away when I plug it in, it's going to bring up all my equipment. Boom, boom, boom. I've got a mic, a mouse, and a keyboard plugged into this. Microphone switch to USB. Usually, it might not do it right here, but usually it'll show like the mouse plugged in, the keyboard plugged in. So now that I have that plugged in, I can still use the touchpad, alright? And I can use the mouse. And the mouse is much more efficient at like clicking, obviously. That's what we've been doing our whole lives. So the menu navigation is a lot easier with the mouse. You can do this, get over to the X. I mean, you can just hit circle there. They kind of make it easy, but there's just parts of it that are a lot more difficult without a mouse. The keyboard is good for in-game texting. Now, what you want to do, though, when you set that up, is go into your controls. I think it's miscellaneous. Yeah. So to start my chat, I'm under miscellaneous here, under controls. I have the right shift button to activate it so that the chat screen will come up, and then I'll hit that shift, and I can type a message and then hit enter, and then that's that. And I also use it for aerobatic smoke. I use S. So you can use your controller and a keyboard together. And if you have played the PC version and gone to console, you might realize that they crammed a lot of button usage into this controller, which is fine, it works pretty well, but I freed up my triggers. I made R1 my cannons and R2 my machine gun, and it's nice to separate those so you can save your cannon around, especially in realistic mode. So again, under that I did that, I believe under basic, and yeah, in my gear down I use down, the down arrow on the keyboard. And then I use spacebar to drop bombs. You can see all this right here. So, again, it's really useful to kind of take some of the pressure off the controller. But, yep, that is this. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like, subscribe, and I'll make more of these tutorials and tricks and tips what you can do on a PlayStation 4. Thanks for watching. And, again, I'm out of this place called the interwebs.